Hey everybody, Jay at LockNLube, and today we are talking about our spin-on grease guns. These are available in both a pistol grip and a lever grip, depending on your preference, and use a unique style of grease cartridge that we're going to explain that has some really great benefits. So with each grease gun, you actually get a tube of grease. So in the box, you'll have your LockNLube hose assembly with your grease coupler, your 20-inch whip hose, and your inline hose swivel. Some instructions if you need them. The grease gun, and inside the gun is a tube of grease. Note that we always put it in upside down, so don't think it's supposed to go in that way. But up in the head of the grease gun here is actually threaded to match this tube. Now this grease tube here, similar to our Easy Prime grease guns, this is going to utilize a follower plate that's already pre-installed into the tube. So that means that for priming, for use, for reuse, these tubes are really easy and clean. So you undo your top cap. You can see the grease is already pretty much to the top. I should mention that the Paragon 3000 is the grease that comes with these guns. Super, super high quality #2 lithium grease that's available at LockNLube.com. I always like to push up on the follower plate a little bit so that you have some grease coming out before you load it initially. That's going to help clear out that initial air pocket, make that initial priming that much easier. So put the tube of grease in there, give it a couple turns to thread it in, and that's it. Your grease tube is installed, it's bottomed out, you can feel that it's snug. I'll undo this. I'm going to put the hose assembly on. I'm just going to do this finger tight for our video. Obviously, if you were doing this at home, you'd probably want to put a wrench on here and snug it down a little bit. Connection here is 1/8-inch pipe thread, which is a tapered thread. So that means you don't have to kill yourself tightening this stuff down. It's gonna self-seal pretty easily. So we've got our hose connected there. I've got a paper towel here to catch the mess. We can even use the cap from our tube if we'd like, but I'm not going to, and I'll tell you why in a sec. So I'm just gonna start pumping here. I can feel the grease going into the hose there, and there we have it. Grease gun is primed and ready to use. Like all our grease guns, we do have a loop and lock storage zerk in the top. So just like that, our grease gun is primed. Super clean, super easy system. Now, similar to the Easy Prime guns, right? The head creates a vacuum and pulls the grease and the follower up along so that you don't need that whole follower rod mechanism below it. That's also going to eliminate any oily drips or leaks out the bottom of the grease gun that you may be familiar with if you've got a traditional grease gun and live in a warm climate. The reason I didn't use this to catch the mess is that if for any reason you wanted to take the tube out and store it, say you've got machines you grease seasonally and you just figured, okay, I'm not going to use my grease gun for 9 months, take that out, put the cap on, boom. Super clean and easy. Now, when you want to go and grease again, push it up a little bit, get a little grease out the top, put it in, and there you go. Your grease gun is primed and ready to use again. It's that easy. So very cool system, popularized in Europe, gaining a lot of popularity in the US now. And these are our offerings, both the spin-on lever grip grease gun, which is our part number LNL155, and the spin-on pistol grip grease gun, which is LNL154. Both of these can be found at LockNLube.com or from any of our LockNLube retailers. Thanks very much for watching, and for more information, check out LockNLube.com.